What happens next with Ontario's controversial outdoor restrictions? I find it pretty hard to believe that they're going to remain in place until May 24, which is what the current legislation calls for. Pretty much another month of this, restrictions that say no outdoor sports, no basketball. The basketball nets, they've been covered up. People send me photos. Sometimes you've seen they've put plastic bags over those basketball nets. Other times they've hammered a plank of wood across. But then you see another photo a few days later and you find the plastic bag has magically disappeared or it's been ripped off. Hey, I didn't do it. People are just sending me the photos, but it still is a signal, an indication that folks are kind of frustrated with a lot of these rules. There's the case of a golf course in Tillsonburg, Ontario, which has just been opened for several days in defiance of the law that says they cannot open. And apparently their tee sheet has been packed. They're pretty much filling every time slot. And there's a lot of hand-wringing over people who do not like the rule breakers saying, well, what's going on? Why aren't the police shutting them down? I think the challenge, though, is you hear from more businesses who say, well, I get it. They're saying we're an outdoor business, we're not causing spread. What's the big deal? We feel we should be able to reopen responsibly. And more we're hearing from reasonable voices putting forward, I think, a reasonable request about rules that they feel are not reasonable. Back when the pandemic first began, the people who would be doing protests and who would be objecting to various rules, one can argue that they were just ne'er-do-wells, they were conspiracy theorists, this, that, and the other. But one thing I've noticed from just seeing people's actions in Ontario who are somewhat breaking these minor rules and laws, or the correspondence I receive from regular Ontarians is, well, it's just that. These are regular folks who are very frustrated with the current situation. A lot of medical voices stepping forward, going on the airwaves saying, look, these outdoor restrictions, I don't know, we never thought this was supposed to be part of the plan. I mean, we need people to get outdoors. There's hardly any instances of outdoor transmission. We need fitness, we need sunlight, we need to be able to just enjoy things. A second summer in a row being canceled, I mean, really, we just can't keep doing this. So my question is, how long do you think this is going to remain in place? Ontario Premier Doug Ford, he did, of course, scale back and apologize for the more egregious examples, the things that were done that really outraged people, both that playgrounds were closed and also that there was going to be random stops of pedestrians and motorists. So he walked that back. But these other things that are in place, that technically you're not allowed to sit at a picnic table, that's actually against the law. Take a small town in rural Ontario, take a little park where even on a busiest day there's hardly anybody there. It's against the law for people to sit and have lunch at that picnic table in the middle of nowhere. It's unbelievable that I'm actually saying this, but it is entirely true. Is this going to remain on the books until May 24? Based on a lot of the frustrations that folks are saying, whether they're golf courses that are reopening in defiance of the laws or medical experts saying, come on, we got to get these outdoor activities going. Well, I don't know. It doesn't look like this can keep going for a whole other month. What do you think?